Good morning, everyone. This is Teacher Joanna, and I will be your teacher in mathematics. Okay, now before we start our lesson, let us first have this drill. Everyone, are you ready? Okay, very good. Everyone, 3 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3, 9 divided by 3, 12 divided by 3, and 15 divided by 3. Everyone, 3 divided by 3 equals 1, 6 divided by 3 equals 2, 9 divided by 3 equals 3, 12 divided by 3 equals 4, and 15 divided by 3 equals 5. All together, go! 3 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3, 9 divided by 3, 12 divided by 3, and 15 divided by 3. Okay, so 3 divided by 3 equals 1, 6 divided by 3 equals 2, 9 divided by 3 equals 3, 12 divided by 3 equals 4, 15 divided by 3 equals 5. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. So are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to show you something and then you're going to answer my question. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you. So what is that? That is a sign. Very good. What sign is that? Okay, the division sign. So if we are going to use this sign, what operation are we using? Okay, very good. We are using the operation division. That is the sign for division. Do you understand me? Okay, so what sign is that? Sign for division. Okay. So today, everyone, we are going to talk about dividing decimals of value up to hundreds. Okay, so we are going to divide decimals this time. Okay, so today we are going to divide decimals. Now, are you ready to listen? Okay, very good. So if you're ready to listen, then sit up straight, eyes on me and ears on me so that you can fully understand the lesson. So let's talk about dividing decimals. Okay, so teacher, how can we divide decimals? Okay, so I'm going to give you the steps on how to divide decimals. Okay, so here are the steps in dividing decimals. The first step is that you're going to change the divisor to a whole number by moving the decimal point to the right as many places as needed to make it a whole number. That is the first step. Change the divisor, okay, to a whole number, okay, by moving the decimal point to the right. Remember, to the right, as many places as needed to make it as a whole number. So, we are going to move the decimal point left or right. Very good. Right. Okay. Move the decimal point to the right as many places as needed to make it as a whole number. And then, the next step is that, so as not to affect the value of the quotient, also, move the decimal point in the dividend. Okay, so you're not just going to move the decimal point in the divisor as well, you're going to move as well as in the dividend. Okay, so move the decimal point in the dividend as many places as it was moved in the divisor. So if you move the places in the divisor 2, then move it 2 as well, okay, in the dividend. Do you understand me? Okay, that is the second step. Move the decimal point in the dividend as many places as it was moved in the divisor. And then, divide the whole numbers. That's the next step. Divide the whole numbers. Okay, so the divisor is whole number already, and the dividend is whole number as well. And then the next step is that you're going to divide the whole numbers. And then put the decimal point in the quotient directly above the decimal point in the dividend. Okay, do you understand me? Okay, so I have here examples. Okay, so the first example, that's the first example. Okay, as you can see, 50 is not a decimal, it's already a whole number. So that's okay. Okay, but here, this time, 0.2 is a decimal and 3.10 is a decimal as well. So, first, you're going to move the decimal point in the divisor, 1. Okay, so it will be 2. Okay, the divisor will be 2. Okay, 1 again in the dividend. So, it will be 31. So, 2 divided by 3. How many? 1. Okay, 1 times 2, 2. And then 1, 11, and so on. But I'm going to show you a video so that you can fully understand how to divide decimals. Okay, so are you ready to listen? So here is the video. Okay. Listen everyone so that you can understand.
Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, I'm going to cover how to divide a decimal by a decimal. So let's jump into our two examples here. And for number 1, we have 5 and 76 hundredths divided by 3 tenths. So let's set our problem up. 5 and 76 hundredths is our dividend. So it goes underneath the division bar here. It's the number that we are splitting or dividing up. Now 3 tenths is our divisor. It's the outside number.
The outside number.
So now that we're set up, we need to ask ourselves a very important question before we start this problem. Is the divisor a whole number? And in this case, that 3 tenths there, that is not a whole number. We need to have a whole number on the outside there, that divisor, in order to go through our division process. So we can do this by multiplying that divisor by a power of 10, and therefore creating a whole number divisor. So we can do this by moving the decimal to the right once. That will give us a whole 3, right? Moving the decimal to the right once will push the digits to the correct place. It will push that 3 over to the ones place. So moving the decimal once to the right, or you can think of it as sliding the 3 over to the ones place, we multiplied that outside number by 10. So if you do something to the outside number, that divisor, you have to do the same thing to the inside.
Yes.
Remember, whatever you do to the outside, you have to do to the inside. So we moved the decimal once to the right and therefore shifted each digit one spot to the left.
Yes.
Let's do the same thing to the inside, the dividend. Now we're ready to go as far as setting up our problem with a whole divisor.
Yes.
So we have those arrows underneath there. So let's rewrite our problem so it's a little more neat. So we have 3 as our divisor, and for our dividend, we have 57 and 6 tenths. So now, is our divisor whole? Yes, we can start our problem. So once your divisor is whole, you bring your decimal straight up and go through your division process. So divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat.
Yes.
So 5 divided by 3, how many whole groups of 3 out of 5?
1.
Well, 1.
1 times 3
is 3. Subtract, we get 2.
2, and then we have
bring down the 7.
27.
27 divided by 3 is 9.
Yes, 9 times
9
3.
times 3, 27. Subtract, we get 0.
And then
Bring down this 6 here.
yes.
And we end with 6 divided by 3, which is 2.
2.
2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, and we get a clean cut 0 here. And a final answer of 19 and 2 tenths.
Okay.
So let's do another example here in order to get this down a little better.
Yes.
And number 2 is going to be a little different, and you'll see why here in a second.
Okay.
So our dividend, 86 and 4 tenths, is the number being divided or split up, and that goes underneath the division bar. So 86 and 4 tenths divided by 12 hundredths.
Yes.
So 12 hundredths is our divisor. It goes on the outside. Now, let's ask ourselves the important question. Is the divisor a whole number?
No.
So we need to make it a whole number in order to go through the process. So let's multiply by a power of 10. Let's multiply by 10, and now the decimal will be between the 1 and the 2. Is that a whole number? No.
No.
So we need to multiply by 10 again. So 10 times 10 we need to multiply that outside number by 100 in order to push the digits to the correct place values in order to make it a whole number. So we need to move the decimal twice or multiply that 86 and 4/10 by 100 as well. Remember,
Yes.
whatever you do to the outside, you do to the inside. So once, twice, and we can fill that with a placeholder 0 there.
Yes.
And our decimal goes at the end. So now we actually have a whole dividend. So our new problem is going to be 12. And on
Divided
the inside, our dividend is 8,640. And that decimal is at the end. So we don't really need it when it comes to whole numbers, but we can put it there in case we need to extend with zeros for remainder purposes. So
Yes.
we'll see if we'll need that decimal as we go through this problem. So let's go through our steps. So 8 divided by 12, well, we can't pull any whole groups of 12 out of 8,
Yes,
so we
that's
need to
right.
go to 86.
86.
So how many whole groups of 12 out of 86? Well, 7 times 12 is 84. That's as close as we are going to get. So 7 times 12 is 84. Subtract, we get 2.
2.
Bring down the 4. So 24 divided by 12. How many whole groups of 12 out of 24?
2.
Well, 2.
2
2
times
times
12.
12 is 24.
24.
Subtract, we get 0.
0.
Now do not stop here. We did not go all the way over to the ones place here, so our answer is not 72. We need to keep going
Yes.
because we still have numbers to bring down here. So let's
The
bring our
0.
0 down. And we have 0 divided by 12. So how many whole groups of 12 out of 0?
0.
Well, 0. 0 times 12 is 0. Subtract, and we
0.
get 0. So remember, our decimal's at the end there, so it's just a whole number, and our final answer is going to be 720. So there you have it. There's how you divide a decimal by a decimal.
Yes.
Remember, is the divisor a whole number? If not, we need to multiply it by a power of 10 in order to make it a whole number. Whatever you do to the outside, you
You
have
do
to
it
do to the inside. So whatever you do to the divisor, you have to do to the dividend. Then you can rewrite your problem, go through the division process, and that will bring you to the correct answer. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching.
Yes.
Until next time, peace.
Until next time. Okay, so that's how you divide decimals. Again, the steps are: change the divisor into whole number by moving the decimal point to the right as many places as needed to make it as a whole number. And then also move the decimal point in the dividend as many places as it was moved in the divisor. And then you're going to divide it, and then divide it, and then put the decimal point in the quotient directly above the decimal point in the dividend. Okay, so that's how you divide decimals. Now, what are the steps in dividing decimals, everyone? First, change the divisor to a whole number by moving the decimal point to the right as many places as needed to make it as a whole number, and then you're going to move as well the decimal point in the dividend as many places as it was moved in the divisor. Okay, so when you're done moving the decimal point and they are whole numbers already, then we can divide it already. And then the last step is that you're going to put the decimal point in the quotient directly above the decimal point in the dividend. So that's how you divide decimals. Now, what did you learn today? Today we have learned about dividing decimals. Okay, so in dividing decimals, first we're going to change the divisor, okay, into whole number by moving the decimal point to the right as many places as needed for it to become a whole number. And then we're going to do it as well to the dividend. Okay, you're going to move as well the decimal point in the dividend as many places as it was moved in the divisor. And then if it's already whole number, we can divide it already. And then we are going to put the decimal point in the quotient directly above the decimal point in the dividend. Okay, so if you really did understand the lesson, then let us proceed to your practice exercise wherein you're going to answer focus letter A and B, page 187, and your evaluation will be answer take a leap letter A, page 188. Now don't forget to do your practice exercise and your evaluation because I'm going to check it. And here is your assignment. Answer take a leap letter C, page 189. Now don't forget to do your assignment. Okay, so thank you for listening. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.